Today I'm going to be making two different types of onion rings to determine which one reigns supreme. The contenders are the classic beer batter taking on the extra crispy Panko breaded onion ring. Which one really tastes the best? You're not going to want to miss this. Before the battle of the onion rings could begin, we first need a sauce, so I figured why not make a knockoff version of Outback's famous bloomin' onion sauce. So to get started, you'll need half a cup of mayonnaise, followed by 2 tablespoons of ketchup, 1 tablespoon of prepared horseradish, a fourth of a teaspoon of oregano, half a teaspoon of smoked paprika, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, a fourth of a teaspoon of cumin, 1 whole teaspoon of black pepper, and half a teaspoon of kosher salt. Don't worry, I made sure to provide all the ingredients and the exact measurements in the description of this video, so make sure to check it out. But after that, you'll mix all your sauce well and cover and place in your fridge so the sauce comes to life. Meanwhile, we can finally begin this onion ring showdown. You'll need 2 large sweet Vidalia onions and use a knife to remove both the top and the root portion of the onion and slice them into about ½ inch thick slices. Be careful not to slice your frickin' finger off either. Use your fingers to remove each layer of the onion so that you're left with the perfect onion ring just like this. Contender number 1 is my extra crispy Panko onion rings. We will first need to create a dredging station. Now obviously Panko breadcrumbs is going to be one of the stations. That's a given. The next station though is going to be seasoned flour. So take half a cup of all-purpose flour and season with 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of smoked paprika, and half a tablespoon of black pepper. Make sure you whisk all those seasonings well into the flour and set aside. The third and final station is going to be the wet station. So in a medium bowl, pour in 3/4 of a cup of milk, 1 large egg, and 1 teaspoon of salt. Mix all of those ingredients well, and now our dredging station is complete. The first step will be to toss half of your onion rings into the seasoned flour and make sure to coat them well. Remember, we are making 2 different types of onion rings here, so don't dredge them all in the flour like a numbnut. Once your rings are floured, take the excess flour and pour that into your milk bath. Add in 1 tablespoon of baking powder and whisk the flour with the milk solution until a thick batter is formed and there are no lumps left. You'll then take your floured onion rings and submerge them into the batter, making sure that every inch of that ring is covered. Transfer the onions from the batter to the panko, and again make sure they are completely covered. Repeat this step until you have a sufficient amount of panko breaded onion rings. Set the onion rings then on a drying rack and place them in your freezer for about 30 minutes. Moving on to contender number 2, the infamous beer battered onion rings. So getting right into it, you'll need to add half a cup of all-purpose flour to a medium bowl, followed by half a teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of black pepper, half a teaspoon of salt, and 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder. In a separate bowl or measuring cup, you'll crack in 1 egg and add 6 ounces of your favorite beer. Mine happens to be England. Cheers, boys. Give that a good mix and then slowly whisk in the beer egg mixture into your dry ingredients. Make sure to mix well so again there aren't any lumps. And just like that, you have a simple and delicious beer batter. And now it's time to heat up that fryer, so you're going to grab a large container of your favorite frying oil minus peanut oil and pour that into your fryer or pot. Heat the oil up to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and then we're going to fry the beer battered onion rings first, only because they have to be fried immediately after being battered. So as always, we first need to dredge the onions in the flour. This time though, the flour is unseasoned. And then you want to shake off any of that excess flour off the onion ring before you transfer it to your beer batter. Make sure they are completely coated in that batter and then carefully place them into the fryer. Always fry your onion rings in batches so you don't drop the temperature of the fryer too quickly. They should only take about 3 or so minutes to cook, but really once they are golden brown, they should be good to go. Once you remove them from the fryer, place them on a pan or plate lined with paper towels and season immediately with salt. Set the beer battered onion rings to the side and quickly go grab the Panko onion rings that have been chilling in your freezer. Once the fryer is back up to temp, plop those bad boys in the oil bath and fry for 3 or so minutes or again until they are golden brown and delicious. Again, you'll remove them from the fryer once ready and set them on a plate or pan lined with paper towels to dry and season immediately with salt. Plate up your onion rings and it's time to make the ultimate decision. Alright, the battle for the onion ring is over, so let's find out which one reigns supreme. Got the beer batter or the crunchy Panko? Think I know which one could be the winner, but just to find out. Okay. That's crunchy, delicious, nicely seasoned. But the other ones. Oh yeah. I think the Panko breaded takes the cake. It's crunchy, well seasoned. Those are good, those are classic, but nothing beats a good crunchy onion ring. Make sure you guys smash that like button, comment below, and subscribe. But until next time, stay hungry, my friends. I'm gonna munch.